Now, there's been a lot of fun banter, shall we say, around this one, because we seem to just want to steal all of Rotherham's players that are half
Sheffield
decent.
Wednesday, feed a B team.
This is genuinely one of those where we're going to do it again, aren't we, Jake? So
I think we are.
This is from the Yorkshire Post. Sheffield Wednesday ramp up interest in Ipswich Town linked Rotherham United star CHIEDOZIE OGBENE. The winger has become an influential figure for the Millers and was a regular fixture on the right flank as they secured their championship status last season. However, the Owls have been linked with the Republic of Ireland international, according to the Star. So they're quoting the Star here. So credit to both papers there. Wednesday have ramped up their interest. Talks have repeatedly been held between the involved parties about trying to strike a deal. According to the report, Ipswich Town and Plymouth Argyle are said to be considering a swoop, as well as newly promoted Premier League outfit Luton Town. Ogbene joined the Millers from Brentford in 2019. Right. The reason I want to talk about this is because this is massive in terms of the fact that we are going toe-to-toe with a club that's been freshly promoted to the Premier League. And the reason it's massive in that regard is the rumours are he'd prefer to come to us.
Yep.
And it's likely that he's going to come to us. And the only thing that would potentially change that is the money side of it. But I think this is something that could happen. And if you actually look at the kind of player he is, he can play right wing back as well.
He can play both sides.
Yes. He's not specifically... He's more of an attack-minded player, but I do believe he has been played at wing-back. And also, his FIFA card's on at wing-back, but we'll go into that a little bit later on. He is a 26-year-old winger that can play both flanks. And if he has got a bit of that defensive acumen to him, all the better. What do you think to this one, Jake? Do you think it'll happen? Do you think it should happen? Is it a good signing for Wednesday if it happens?
I have a funny feeling this is going to happen. And I have a funny feeling Whitway and Smith are going to be in here. Darren Moore might have turned around and said, you've got his number. Give him a bell. Tell him how good it is. What happened at Wednesday in the playoffs. It's like, why would you not? The thing is, people said we don't play with wingers kind of thing. I think that's going to change in the championship. I don't think we're going to have this situation where we just have the wing-back situation. I think we're going to have a thing where we can play with wingers. He played 39 times last season, 8 goals, 4 assists. He got decent numbers. He's only 26 and he's a free agent. We don't have to do any of the... we don't have to pay anything apart from wages. Like, if he wants to come to Wednesday, it's a case of, I don't really want to stick myself out of South Yorkshire to go down south, I'll stay here if the deal's done. And that's what it seems like to me. Like, all we seem to be hearing is when they ramp it up, and it seems like we might have got that kind of situation in our advantage of going, you don't have to move. This is how much it'll be. Like, if you're going on player positions where he played as a second striker 11 times. He played as a centre forward 10, right wing 9.
I just wanted to correct myself. Actually, I was reading an article that said he can play wing back. I took that as he has played wing back. I'm looking into our proper statistics now and our research here, and no, he hasn't necessarily played there. He has more been on like the right side of midfield, right wing, left midfield. He's played as a centre forward. He's a complete attacking player. So it's one of those situations of, we had Mighton from Forest, didn't we? And we didn't utilise him. Yeah. So we must, if we're in for a player like this, we must be looking for a slightly different tack, unless we're going to play him as a striker.
We do need it in that position.
And he's got pace.
Yeah. Bags of it. He's a tricky... He get put down as a tricky winger, and a Rotherham fan who I know turned around and said, don't you dare do this again. Do not do this again. I am sick of this. And he's like, I'm sorry. If you're not going to put the terms in front of him and it's decent enough for him to stay, we're going to swoop. And
so last season, he made 39 appearances in the Championship. He scored 8 goals and got 4 assists.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. If you look at the season before in League One, 3 goals, 8 assists. So he knows how to make things happen.
Yeah. I think this just makes a lot of sense for us. And if we can make this happen again, the better. Just stay off your Twitter afterward because it could be interesting. Because they didn't like us last time when we did it.
We need to be aggressive with players like this, though. You know, players that are going to improve us, that we can get on a good deal, that can fit into the dynamic. And it is beneficial that we poached 2 Rotherham players last season, because it is a proven evidence that they can slot into this squad and become part of the team quite easily. Like Smith and Nwekwe have completely bought in.
Yep.
You know, and that will be an influential factor on a player like this.
I have a theory as well. The one thing we said about Smith, he wasn't getting the service. You got a player who worked with him already, who knows
That's
his
a good
runs
point.
and know where he liked the ball being in. So
that's the one thing I was saying as well. The crosses weren't necessarily ideal for Smith,
No.
but if he knows exactly how to put them on a plate for him,
Exactly.
yeah, that's probably the thinking, to be honest.
Yep.
Let's do. It's been a while, Jake. Let's do his FIFA card.
Yay!
This is where it's very confusing as well, because the article I was reading a second ago must have been.
Just remember, you need to get
the one
used to saying FC Football Club next year.
Yeah, I do. But the article, it's not the one we read out in the story, but we always take a few to see if anything has been said. One of them was saying he can play at right wing back. I bet you they have just literally pulled that from the FIFA card. He is a right wing back on FIFA, and his alternate position's a right back. Which is weird, but he's a 69 overall silver, 91 pace, 58 shooting, 62 passing, 70 dribbling, 56 defending, and 73 physical. 91 pace.
Gonna have fun with that if you get him.
Yeah. And he got a 3+ upgrade, because the season before that he was a right midfielder and he was a 66 rated right midfielder. If they put him back to that, or right wing, he might lose a little bit in terms of because they have sort of converted into more of a defensive player and nerfed a little bit of his. Oh no, they've upgraded. To be fair, they've just upgraded his stats, but it would be a case of he's a really good player for a career mode, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how they're going to work on the new game, even if they're going to be any good. So we'll see. But yes,
the new game can be interesting, isn't it?
It is. But in terms of real life football, this makes perfect sense. Ipswich are obviously, we know Ipswich are spending money. Ipswich have got money and they're spending it. So that's going to be a thing. And Luton, the draw of the Premier League with more money. Again, we're actually probably going to be the least financially attractive option. It depends if he wants to join a club that's got a good morale and he's got his mates at. We'll see what happens. Let us know what you think in the comments.